Our top story on Peninsula Update this Friday evening is from Puducherry, and it's a story that will send a chill down your spine. In a shocking incident, a 20-year-old woman was raped, dumped, abducted and then gang raped again by a group of men. This happened on Christmas Eve in Karaikal town of Puducherry. In what is a shocking incident, the ordeal did not end there. In fact, a few minutes later, the same woman who actually works in a computer firm in Bangalore was again abducted by another group of men and gang raped. The incident happened when the woman was accompanying a friend and her boyfriend. While she was waiting outside the boy's residence, 3 people came and abducted her. They took her to a secluded place where one of them raped her. The victim's friend somehow managed to find her later, but to their shock, another group of people attacked them and took the girl to another place and gang raped her. A case has been registered under various sections of the IPC, including rape and abduction. The police say the rape survivors' friends are also under the scanner. Joining us now from Puducherry is my colleague Shisha Reddy, and also from Bangalore by well-known advocate and women's rights activist Premila Nesargi, and also by Mansi Karthik, women's rights activist from Chennai. Shisha, if I may come to you first, obviously Karaikal town in Puducherry must be in a state of shock. But first, what is the condition of the girl and whether all these suspects have been arrested in this particular case? Okay, I think we are having an audio disturbance, audio line problem linking up to Shisha Reddy. Ms. Nesargi, if I may come to you first. Shocking that even though there is so much in the news about harsh punishment and we're just 1 year after Nirbhaya, obviously harsh punishment, tough laws don't seem to be in any way, any kind of deterrent for these rapists.
I agree with you. The punishment that has been contemplated and what has been thought over after Justice Verma's report and the Act, it is not even sufficient. People are not afraid of anything in this country. I somehow feel that India is becoming rapist India, and it is spreading from from Delhi to all other places in the country. And hitherto we were hearing that one rape, but here is a case where not only one incident, second incident, third incident. I do not know, a girl from Bangalore has been a victim. It is unfortunate, and this should never have happened. How many cases they are going to book? Whether first rape, second rape, third rape, how many of the people are there doing it? I somehow feel that is the reason why I've been always telling that the punishment that is contemplated is not sufficient. Rapists, first, moment you find that he is a rapist, I somehow feel he must be castrated.
Right.
That is the only punishment that will be sufficient to, yes.
Right.
That's what I personally
Mansi Karthik,
feel.
if I may come to Yes, Mansi Karthik, if I may come to you, the lower level police officials were apparently reluctant to book a case. Now, 1 year after Nirbhaya, as I said, obviously sensitization of the police force has not taken place. What does this really say about the state of our police force in different districts and states of the country?
I think it's particularly horrific that after such a major incident happened in Delhi 1 year ago, after the media has been coming out and talking about this time and again, and after so much progress has been made, that the police in Puducherry are having this sort of a response. I believe we really need to sensitize the police, train the police to respond proactively and supportively in such situations. And it's really unfortunate that we are not seeing this kind of response yet from the police force of this country. And if we can't trust the police force of this country, who can we trust?
Right. Mansi, you would be familiar with Puducherry. You live in Chennai. It's not such a small town. Isn't it very surprising that on Christmas Eve, an incident like this takes place? What does this again say about the state of policing on the streets of different towns and cities in India?
It's actually completely shocking. Actually, even here in Chennai, on the streets of Christmas, we noticed so many young men who are drunk and riding around the streets, getting up to all kinds of mischief. And the way that the police respond on a night like Christmas is that, for example, if a man and a woman are walking together looking completely amicable, the police will go and harass them because they look like a young couple who are displaying perhaps affection in public. But the police does not come down on things like drunk driving. Many drunk drivers get away with nothing. So this is really unfortunate that the police choose to come down on things based on some very subjective morality.
Right. I'm told that we can now go across to my colleague Shisha Reddy, who's joining us on the phone line from Karaikal town of Puducherry. Shisha, one, what's the condition of the victim and whether all the suspects have been arrested by the Puducherry police?
Well, Sudhi, the condition of the girl is not critical. She is still admitted in the hospital, but she is in a good condition is what the superintendent of police told us a few minutes back. But on the other side, to talk about the suspects, yes, the 10 of them have been arrested, and one juvenile has been produced at the Juvenile Justice Court in Karaikal. And one person surrendered this evening, and they just look out for one more person who's still absconding. So all the details are with them. Now the case has been transferred to the Puducherry CBCID, so they will be handling the case from now on. But however, the Superintendent of Police and the Karaikal Police have given all the reports that what they have thought from the girl.
Right, Shisha, also you must have spoken to people on the ground there in Karaikal. What are they telling you? Is the town in a sense of shock at this kind of incident which has taken place just 2 days ago?
Well, of course, not just the town, even Puducherry and even the whole of Tamil Nadu and India must be under huge shock after this incident. And of course, it comes with a very unfortunate incident for people in this town particularly. And this happened in the Christmas Eve, as you clearly pointed out, that about the policing as well, because when the superintendent was telling us, there were a lot of police personnel deployed in and around this area, especially even at 3 o'clock in the morning. So the police termed this as a very unfortunate incident, but even after so much of security, the one thing that they have been trying to stress upon is that people have to go to the grassroots level to educate all these people as
Okay, I think we have lost that phone line with Shisha. Ms. Nisargi, if I may come to you now, obviously a lot of people will talk about why did these two women have to go to Puducherry? Were they asking for some kind of trouble by going there? It's a very patriarchal notion of keeping them safe, that let's keep them at home so that nothing will happen to our women. Would you say this kind of mindset needs to change? And if it has to change, wouldn't we need to keep our public spaces much more safe?
See, I tell you, Puducherry is a nice place. And in fact, whenever we think of Puducherry and the Pondicherry, we think of Arvind Ashram. We always feel happy to go there. Maybe that's the reason that lady has also gone there. We do not know. But all that I want is that the entire country must be safe so far as women are concerned. Whether it's Puducherry or Karaikal or it is for that Rameshwaram or in Delhi or any other place. It must be safe for our Indian women to travel all over the country without any fear. That is the reason why I say the punishment that they have contemplated is not sufficient. A fear must be instilled in the minds of all our men. They must think that whenever they think of a lady, they must know that they are looking at a lady. They must think of their mother and their sister and their wife. Only then these things can be avoided. But we do not know whether the education system, there is something wrong, or whether it's something wrong with the food system, what we eat, or the parents are not guiding them properly. Something is going wrong.
Right.
The system must be changed. Everywhere education must be brought to these people. Young minds, tell them that this is not right. Only then
Absolutely.
I think it may go along. Yeah, that's the only reason.
Right. Ms. Pramila Narsegi, Mansi Karthik and also my colleague Shisha Reddy for joining us. Thanks a lot. We will continue to track this story. Shisha will continue to get all the details from Karaikal town in Puducherry.